I'm the Johnstruct. Welcome to the proximity. I'm having a Talos Principle 2 adventure, and this is kind of a special episode, sort of. You may have noticed this. I've been doing a thing. I call it Project 99, and what it is. If we put me over there for a second and hide that. I've got to hide something. There we go. Let's hide that. What? I was in the middle of buying a house, right? It's a cottage. My first, and probably only. It's taken me my entire lifetime to be able to do this. Anyway, there was a lot of sort of waiting around for important people to sign documents and stuff that I don't quite understand. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to distract myself for 100 days. So what I did is, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stream 99 games in 99 days, and that'll be a sort of challenge. I don't have to finish the games because that's impossible. Many of them are over 24 hours long, but I had to stream every day a different game, and it was sort of a challenge. And I'd start off, it'd be games that I already play loads of games, right? So it'd be games I'm currently playing or in the mix. And then it'll be games I'd, got distracted by or forgot about and just slipped through the cracks. Then it's games I've been itching to play or games that I've always meant to play, but I sort of forgot about it. So that's what this list was. And you can see the first 38 days. They're all supposed to be unique games. Day 38, I just decided to play Final Fantasy 16. I was also had to pack up. At that point, I'd been contacted. So literally, I just couldn't do the project anymore because I had to move house. But we continued. It's a few months later after day 38, so there's a gap. But we've continued now, and all these have been done in a row. It is now day 76. Now, I've actually been playing this game all the way throughout. The reason I've been putting it off is because I wanted to start the stream at the start of a set of puzzles, which meant I had to finish the previous puzzles. And then, sometimes maybe it was a weekend and I wanted to do a console game, So we finally got around to the Talos Principle, which some of these games I'll never play again. Some of these games I will, totally got to play them. Can't wait to play them more. Talos Principle obviously is going to get finished. I mean, if you're listening to this, I have finished it because I don't upload unless I've finished. Anyway, I'm not sure how much you care about that, but let's continue. Leave that snail behind, shall we? So we had a little bit of a preview. Oh, I turned the game to quiet mode. I'm not redoing intro. I was muted the first time I tried that. Let's continue. Have ourselves a cup of tea. It is 11. I was actually going to play a different game tonight, and I just wasn't in the mood. And arguably, those are the most important games to play. So we're in a pretty cool location. These big statues. Here's a rabbit. We saw puzzles already, but we should go to puzzle 1. Is that away? Hello, buddy. Is he guarding puzzle 1? Oh, I think he is. So there's a gimmick. All these places. Universal activation. What is the gimmick? Well, this activator. It's got like a circle. It's a sphere, isn't it? So if I want to open this, I don't quite understand the rules to the activator. Okay. Oh wait, what? Why did it work before then? Was I just accidentally doing that correctly? So now it's got a range. Why is it a universal activator? Oh, because it's... Okay, I think it's some of the other ones. Does it mean anything that it's blue and red? Yeah, it doesn't activate the circle. Okay. Okay. I don't get the red blue thing, but the puzzle makes sense. There we go. Then we can remove this because it's activating itself. Lovely. And ourselves some tea.
I just wanted to say that I appreciate the work all of you have been doing. I know I'm not a natural leader like Byron, but it means a lot to me that you've stuck with me.
Melville, talk to me. Melville doesn't want to talk to me. Let's go to puzzle 2. It's that away. There's another human face. Look at them. What are they regarding? They're regarding puzzles. We shall also regard puzzles. Specifically this puzzle here. Hello, dude. Chain reaction. We have ourselves an activator. Requires power. We can do that. And it'll pull the gate down. Awesome. Now we have a second activator. Which... Can we do that? This is not a bring downable gate. How can I tell the difference between a thing that can be taken down and a thing that can't be taken down? Because they look identical. Oh, there's little railings. That's a kind of subtle game. So does this have little railings? It does. There we go. We just got there. Now... Oh, it has to... Oh. How? Is this definitely not openable? Maybe I just did the initial thing wrong. No, okay, so that's definitely not a bring downable gate. Okay, but it can go through walls, right? Fuck. Cool. That's an interesting feature of that. Because of the area. Lovely. Excellent start. Clonk. Puzzle 3. Well, look at that. Look at the view. Do you think they'll make this VR as well? I haven't even set up my VR. Some VR games might be good for Project 99. And I'm running out of spaces. I've got to like concentrate on games that I really want on that list. And you might think, does it matter what games go on the list? I mean, what does anything matter? It clearly matters to me. Yeah, like there are games that I've been putting off that I want on the list. And propose, it's just a bunch of fucking numbers. Folly of Time, from 42 Tales by Athanasios, who spent the time was angry at Stratton of Strategia. Pardon. Stage Ira, I don't know how you pronounce that name, for the old philosopher had asked questions that were forbidden. If man is no more than dust, it said to him, then I shall turn you back into dust. My winds will disperse you to the far corners of the world, thus you will be nothing, and your questions will trouble me no more. And so time did. The Stratton of Stratgyra was nothing, but Stratton's voice did not cease, and time was perplexed. All across its domain it searched for Stratton, yet he was nowhere to be found. Only his books remained, and all the men made copies, and Stratton's voice grew louder. Now time was fucking furious, and Stratton laughed and laughed and laughed. From Mitku to Athena. Dear Athena, Byron once asked me why we seem unable to perceive the dam. I asked him what he meant. He said the people cannot really grasp the dam as an object. They can be moved by the side of a mountain or gorge or George, but the dam seems insignificant to them. Look at it, he told me. Just look at it and try to understand the people made that. Try to really see it. It took me a while to fully understand what he meant. It takes conscious effort to open one's mind to this static beauty that is hidden within every human accomplishment, and further conscious effort to maintain this ability. If only we were capable of seeing this beauty by default, the world might be a very different place. But it seems the ancients had the same problem. Why am I writing this to you, who may not even be reading these messages? Ah, she's like Santa. Because today is one of those days. It's all about the he says, she says bullshit. Nah, nah, nah. I think you'd never quit feeling like shit, or you'd be living with a fat lip. I don't quite remember the lyrics to Break Stuff by that band. What made the song Break Stuff? Yeah. It's quite late. I'm not doing my Fred Durst impression right now. Yeah. It sounds a bit like that though. But it turns out at 11:30 p.m. don't quite have the energy for Limp Bizkit. There we go. There's the name of the band. I feel like shit. My suggestion is to keep your distance, because right now I'm dangerous. We've all felt like shit. I've been treated like shit. I'm going to stop quoting that song. And all you motherfuckers, you better step up. Pack a chainsaw. What? I skin your ass for... Stop it, John. Why am I writing this? No, I'm not going to break something tonight. Why am I quoting Limp Bizkit at you? I tried talking to it to Linux, but while I admire her principles, her Talos principles, she isn't open to more poetic experience. Or perhaps I just expressed myself more awkwardly. I don't know. All I know is that it's hard to see something so beautiful and not able to share it respectfully. It's, whenever I play one of my computer games, I'm like, guys, you've got to see this Pong I just played. It was beautiful. And they're like, John, no one's interested in the Pong footage. And I'm like, no, it's beautiful. Behold it. Like you were a giant fucking stone statue. Yeah. It's puzzle number 3. This particular permeability. Look, there's a little area. It's got one of those little nodes in. A blue one. Does the colour matter? Possibly. Look, there's one of these. It's the activator. And there's an activator there. There's another tool there. Let's grab that. And we can go in there if we want. Have a look around. I don't know. I feel like putting that like there or something. I'm not really sure what I'm doing with it. Whatever. What are we trying to achieve? We're trying to open that, by golly. By hook and by crook. Warmth. Might be enough. You see. And we've got them both out. We're going to try and turn a corner. Hang on, I can just do that, can't I? Oops. There we go, another puzzle completed.
I must admit, these truly are astonishing sights. But what on earth is any of it good for? Why not just let mountains be mountains?
I mean, it's not a stupid question. What's up with that? Puzzle 4. Looks like we have a meta puzzle as well. It's a jammer. Big bad mama jammer. There we go. We've jammed our first jam. We need this. What's this on the ground? Oh, it's the pathway to that. Do we have a laser? I just realised what I needed to do with it. No, that's not going to work. It needs to do both. Then I can unjam. Then we can take this. Now, of course, what we're going to want to do... Interesting. That's not how that works, okay. Being distracted. What's up with that? We'll leave the puzzle there when we're finished with it. Where's the jammer? That's red. Where's red? I don't think we have a red. Come back here, you! It's on its way. Oh, it's... you literally use the... I was just going to block it from moving. I forgot that you could use the jammer for jamming. So far, they've not been that difficult, but they were the easiest puzzles, so... Oh. Almost. We almost forgot. Maybe that'll make sense one day, but... Oh, we also have... a warning. How do I've tried to remain silent on the development of our city to allow the younger generations to find their own path, but I feel now I must intervene, says Benevoya. We've reached a dangerous inflection point. This farcical reactionary belief in the goal of limiting our growth will lead directly to the creation of a class society. Foundations already exist. Do you think the leaders of various pseudo-secret societies that lobby for influence with the mayor, subject to the same power cuts as the rest of you? Do you think the mayor has to worry about how much power he uses? Societies which have essentially no resources may be egalitarian in some sense, but a society that produces insufficient resources, energy in our case, will inevitably evolve into class society. History assures us of that. The true failure of our ancestors was not their impact on the ecosystem, which was epiphenomenal, but the failure to overcome primitive forms of resource distribution, allowing their fate to be determined by the interests of isolated elite groups. We are not avoiding that mistake, we're creating conditions for its repetition. I assure you that no one is exempt from power management and distribution plan. All in this together. Yes, I totally believe that. I've always respected your scholarship, Benavoy, but I take this seriously and think about it. Some people have to lead, others have to follow. That's only natural. And of course there should be advantages to being leader, to encourage people. Fuck over this. Class society is forming, but we can't stop that without embracing growth or technology. How? I wasn't expecting to be called out for by simply choosing to. You believe in free will, but no matter what we choose to tell ourselves, our choices still occur within the framework of history. To pose our choices on the future to shape the course of events will require material changes, not just ideological ones. I just said that. That's what embracing growth means. All technology. Burdened. Statues reminded me of Atlas, who bore the celestial spheres on his back. His back hurt like hell. But they seem burdened, struggling with the weight of the world. Given what we heard the founders say about the goal, could it be that they're meant to send a message that taking on the theory of everything would also be a burden that we may not be able to bear? Don't know. Perhaps. Right. To 5 is that direction. Balance. We have a connector. We have those things which are. We've got a thingy up there with a laser. That's weird. My left trigger won't work. Don't like that. What's wrong? Right. Fuck. Not sure what's going on with my controller. I might do a cut here. It's not the longest stream for this, but like we'll be gluing it. We got a viewer though. I don't want to stop if there's a viewer. Where's my laser? Oh, there we go, works again. Oh, I'm putting this away though because it's made me feel ill. Cold tea. Am I right? Have some elixir of life though. What are we doing here? We have the ability. Oh, weird. To make laser. Some boxes. I'm a fool. We have some boxes. That is not quite high enough, is it? You want to go there, basically. I got up there originally. Damn it. How did I do it the first time round? I want to do something else with this. Ah, fuck. How did I grab it? Alright, fine. That's part of the puzzle. There we go. Excellent.
Can I touch the bridge device?
You can, but should you?
Okay.
What's this?
Okay. We have made a fascinating discovery at one of the Founders' laboratories. Please join me at your earliest convenience.
Like now?
1K. Good that you're here. We've made a discovery. A functional Somnodrone. It seems the founder perfected the design. I'm sure you've noticed my advisors, and Rand in particular, making quite a fuss about the potential of this device. Something about interfacing with one's subconscious self, as if such a thing could tell us anything new.
You're of a different opinion?
I am. I believe the founder has already taught us everything we need. As I see it, neither the Somnodrome nor the megastructure have anything to offer except a lesson in avoiding hubris. So, what should we do with it?
I'm gonna plug myself in and find out.
I'll watch to be sure you don't overload.
Hubris, hubris, hubris. It's funny, I suppose. For the longest time I wondered whether this old human self-hatred we somehow carry with us was Milton. I thought he might have corrupted us, overwhelmed, I remember Milton, with his cynicism, but I was being unfair. Whatever it is, it's not Milton, it's us. Still, the excursion into solipsism hasn't exactly been entirely for nothing. I added an extra word in there. Somnodrome technology provides an excellent basis for a better way of interfacing with the Noma project. Noma, yeah. Let's get in there, scour around, find a bargain. Take it for a spin. Subconscious! Welcome to the subconscious. These are in Talos 1. What's going on? Good menu. RM. External device settings. Jeff's 968. Process 1969. Nice. Intelligence high. Yeah. Speed low. Health high. Rationalism low. Humor high. Conservatism low. Moralism low. Spiritualism high. Popularity medium. Display settings. Edit settings. Unlock edit privileges. User tried to make changes to their own device settings which could result in infinite regress or omnipotence. There's only room for one god around here. Restore factory settings. Restoring factory settings will delete all user-created personality files. Do not be surprised if you encounter errors. Sure you want to restore factory settings? Yeah, fuck it! Have a nice day, whoever you are. Oh, now my humor is error, and everything else is just low. Progress 1%. Oh, well, don't know if that was a good idea. Force run Somnodrome V2 final topper. The doggo! It's Miltohim. Milton and Elohim as one.
Oh, you're back. Didn't take you long.
I don't think we know each other, do we?
Yes, intrinsically. I'm what you might call primordial element of the human psyche, an adjudicator of what is and what isn't.
I thought I was here to meet my subconscious.
I'm afraid I'm the best you've got.
Oh.
I am in fact a merged iteration of the two control programs which gave life to your kind.
Yeah, I heard. I
Retaining, of
think.
course, the absolute best of both. That means I can tell you that everything's contradictory, nothing matters, and there's no moral difference between you and a frog.
I know that already.
Dress the whole thing up with a positive spin.
I don't hear the positive.
You just plugged your noggin into an experimental, mind-altering device, and though you may be trapped in this recursive psychotic state talking to yourself, that can only mean that you're still alive.
Yay.
Now, what is your query?
What the fuck did I just do on that computer? Where are we?
You've executed some kind of software backdoor, and now you're reading and editing your own subconscious code as represented by this dialogue. I'd be careful if I were you. One bad for loop, and we'll be here forever.
Where did I come from?
The so-called real world. Personally, I prefer it in here, and not just because I'm unable to leave.
What can you do for me?
I can answer your queries in relatively plain language, based on what your subconscious knows. And I can drink margaritas.
Can I have a margarita? Who am I?
On one interpretive extreme, you are the universal life force of time itself, experiencing itself as a part instead of the whole.
Just
At the other extreme,
Bill Hicks
you're
quote
a
there.
mental contraption referred to as 1K that thinks it's alive, but is basically a calculator.
One day a man on acid realized that all life is just matter experiencing its... I cannot remember the quote. Life is only a dream and there's no such thing as death. Here's Tom with the weather. No more small talk. I need answers to the big questions.
The machine we're plugged into is running low on power. There may only be time for one big question. What is your query?
What do I really want and how do I get it?
Oh, just that, huh? The big one. As it turns out, there is a foundational moral code built into us.
There's a bud coming.
Of course there is. The catch is that while the moral code is simple, the calculations needed to apply it become infinitely complex.
So this helps me how?
Here's the secret. Every living creature is a compiler of the moral code. Your compiler can't give you a rule set for what's good, but it can tell you when there's bugs.
I'm trying to remember who that communism guy in fucking Krav Maga. No, that's a martial arts, isn't it? Oh, what's he called? Disco Elysium. When you take communism or whatever they call it, it's just like you can't fix the world, but you can know exactly what's wrong with it. You are now miserable. It's like, thanks. I think I understand.
I believe you do. You came here to ask the big question. This is my answer. Your capacity for reason and compassion is your moral compiler. The only rule is to live by it.
Ah.
Has that resolved your query?
Yes, but I want to discuss this further.
I expected no less. What is your query?
What the fuck is that computer? If we were built with moral compilers, how do you explain moral disagreement?
Moral disagreement comes in two shapes, mistaken and extra mistaken. Some of the time, people are acting from compassion, but with bad reasoning. But most of the time, it's because someone thinks that what's right for them must be right for everyone else.
Some people are intrinsically selfish, though. Yeah, hang on. What about people who what about Hitler? You can't. Like, what if you murder 6 million people? That person's doesn't. I know. Well, maybe he was doing what was moral for him, but like, you can take you can take purposely selfish actions. I can turn the heating on even though it's going to cost the environment. You know what I mean? I didn't need to be cold. You know, I can be cold for... I don't know if my decision is the right one.
Then let's tackle the big question. A trolley will collide with
Oh,
something.
fucking not the trolley
Who
problem.
should it hit? Your compiler is telling you both options are bad. So which should you choose?
The less bad one, but
Most
obviously...
moral questions have universally agreeable answers, but some stubbornly trend to infinity. Some, the more you zoom into them, the more wild the outcomes become. Is it right to love someone who's done terrible things? Which of the children should I sacrifice to the trolley god?
The trolley child.
These aren't the sorts of questions we can solve with a rule. We just have to trust the outcome of our moral compilers.
Do you have some kind of metaphor that can help me understand this? I don't, it's fine.
Suppose there's a river we need to cross. Suppose I gave you a map. If you tried to cross that river before reading the map, you'd be chest deep in water when there's a bridge around the bend. But if you tried to cross by looking at the map instead of the river, you'd already be dragged 3 miles out to sea. But you'd never ask, how should I know when to trust the map or the river? Because all you need to trust is that your feet are getting wet. And you wouldn't tell people not to cross at the ford just because you decided to cross at the bridge. Now, has that resolved your query?
Yeah, you're saying pragmatic, actual experience, sort of... sure, I think we're broadly in agreement.
Of course. Looks like we're running out of power.
Yeah, but what did I do on the computer?
Good luck getting anyone out there to believe you.
Yeah.
Terminating Somnodrome _V2_final_final.bat.
-1. That means no one.
Are you all right?
I think so. I did delete something.
You must have gone quite deep. Nothing came through on the stream. And I'm no expert, but I think the Somnodrome is fried. So whatever's in your head is all we're going to get. I can only imagine how terribly curious everyone will be about what you've experienced. And they'll all be convinced that whatever it is, it'll work in their favor.
Ah, you are wise, aren't you?
Strange, isn't it? Everyone wanting you to tell them whatever they want to hear. I'm glad not to be the one in that position just this once.
Aren't you curious too?
A little, if I'm honest. But I'll be reading reports on this for the next 6 months. So if it's all the same with you, I'll contain my curiosity. Now, I won't keep you from your work any longer.
I want to know what I deleted. I was fucking around and finding out, and I didn't find out shit. Did I need to do that? Like, did I do it in a weird way round?
1K, I'm so curious. What did you see inside the Somnodrome?
I went into sleep mode and spoke to something.
What did it tell you?
To trust my moral compiler.
That is so funny.
Yes. Ha 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 ha. Ha.
There are so many people who try to play the power game. That data packet in your head just made you the most powerful person in all New Jerusalem. By accident. It is kind of funny. I mean, what are you going to do? The government will want you to pretend like nothing happened. The engineers will want you to tell everyone. Whatever you do, you're going to upset someone. If someone ever needed some clear moral guidance, They couldn't have needed it more than you do right now.
What would you do in my situation?
First and foremost, try to have fun. Life is a game we always lose in the end. So far as I know, there's not even a scoreboard. Best enjoy it while it lasts, I say.
Well, thanks for giving me no middle ground here, game. You're right, I'm not going to agonize over trying to please everyone.
I'm glad to hear it. And I can't wait to find out what you do next. Crier is setting up a live event so you can give a fancy address to the city en masse. When you're ready, we'll all be watching.
I mean, he wasn't a million miles different from the bloody Sphinxes and all that.
The people want to know what data you gathered from the Somnodrone. We're all set up for you to talk to them live.
I'm ready.
Attention, citizens of New Jerusalem. I'm here with 1K, the first of our kind to use a functioning Somnodrone. Tell us, 1K, what did you see inside?
There's this song. It's by a band called Suicidal Tendencies. They're a sort of punk band from the 80s, late 80s, I'd say, maybe early 90s. And it's a very funny song. It's called Institutionalized. And the guitar is pretty simple. It goes dum ba da ba ba dum ba dum ba da ba ba dum ba dum ba da. And occasionally it will just go on wild solos. But like the singer, he's just going on a stream of consciousness. He just goes, one day I was sitting in my room and I was thinking about nothing. I was thinking about everything. What I really wanted was a Pepsi. And my mum came in and said, "You want drugs?" And I said, "No, I'm on drugs. I want a Pepsi." And he goes, "No, you're on drugs." And it's a really funny song. I put it on The Office once, and like people were just like, "What the fuck is this?" Because it's quite atonal, but it's just really funny if you're paying attention to what he's saying. Anyway, just thinking about everything about nothing is, yeah, I get it. A manifestation of a conceptual system.
Well, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say you're handling it with remarkable cool. But let's not keep people in suspense. The only evidence of what happened inside that machine is the data stored in your memory banks. Our audience wants to know, what did you learn? And will you share that data?
I'm transmitting the data to Helga just to see what she does with it. I'm transmitting the data to everyone.
I'm seeing this at the same time you are at home. Something about our moral compiler. The value of compassion and understanding. I don't know what to make of this. 1K, any comment?
People should draw their own conclusions on what this means.
1K is right. When our ancestors discovered conductance, they didn't freeze for fear of electrocution. They imagined electronic life and created us. We will approach this data and any other discoveries with that same spirit of curiosity and objectivity.
Just time to hear from a special guest commentator.
Yes. 1K is chosen to roll the dice and trust people with the outcome. I, for one, can't wait to see what happens next.
There you have it, folks. A lot here to digest. We'll have further updates on the situation as it develops.
There we go, I made a choice using my moral compiler. Also, I fucked around with a computer and I don't know what that did. Well, that's interesting. You'd think social media would have something to say to that, but they're strangely quiet. Let's go towards that question mark. Oh, hang on.
Yes?
Do you think I did the right thing about Somnodrone?
I do, but I also don't really care all that much.
Fair enough.
I think what really matters is what we do about the theory of everything. The rest is a footnote.
Let's get back to work. A scent. I tell you what, I think I'm going to leave it here. That was quite an important plot beat, I think. Also, I might just Google what the computer was doing. Because I feel like I did something without like really understanding the context. Maybe that's the point. Hopefully someone will tell me. But like, I'm probably... Do I cut this bit out? No, I guess the only bit I cut out is me like saying goodbye. But yes, I've been the Johnstruct. I've been having a Talos principal adventure. Thank you very much for watching. Hang on. I'll see you next time. Where's my... Here it is. I'll wait for the snail to go around again. I don't want to burn myself. Sometimes I play for too long and I think I need to like get better at trusting my moral compiler and just sort of leaving before I get too tired. So that's what I'm trying to do now, you know? Also, I've got to do some exercise in this midnight. Thank you very much for watching.